Hey everybody, it's Melissa and I wanted to share something that I just finished making. It started a couple of days ago with a flower. This pack of scrap pieces of, what is that, 7x4 paper has a lot of different designs, and they're kind of exotic designs. I was at Michael's and I saw the Recollection brand flowers that come in the glass jar with the wooden lid. That were the printed flowers, and I thought, they're so beautiful. And they were 40% off, and I almost bought them, but then I thought, you know, I've got paper at home and I have that new Tim Holtz well, it's new to me, that Tim Holtz Alteration die that I've only used a few times. Let me just go home and try to make one myself. So I took this particular paper, put it back to back, used that cheetah adhesive so that I could get it from edge to edge. I mean, it was completely sandwiched. Then I cut it in half and I laid it over the large petals on the Alterations die. And I think it took like a little over 3 inches. I know y'all can't see right here. I used this one and I stacked them just on that section. So they were in half, and I had to. And I cut them both at the same time. Now, having that particular adhesive in the middle of those two layers made this the most malleable, most wonderful texture. And I was able to bend and twist and curl. I did forward, I did backwards, I did down, I did up. And this is the original flower. It didn't have this other prima on top. Originally it was just these two layers. I used glossy accents. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me get a little bit closer to make it look like dewdrops. I don't know if you see that. So that was my flower, which I was very pleased with. And I made several other flowers. I ran this one through the Cuttlebug with the swirl pattern, and then I cut it out also on the large die, and I just curled it differently than the other. Now this one is made out of grunge paper. Then I used stickles around the edges, and I used the small petals and the medium petals and the large petals on this one. Then I made this one out of just the medium and the small petals, and I inked the edges with Vintage Photo. Now this one, I have one more down there. This pink one, I didn't really put any ink on it. I put a little bit of glossy accents, but there's no ink on this one. And this one is curled and bent, and I just have been having a blast. Anyway, so I was sitting here thinking, what could I do with this beautiful flower? It needs something else, because just having this in itself, these two petals, it was really plain. So I thought, well, I'm in the mood to make a tag. So I just got some nondescript, nice, heavyweight cardstock. This one is kind of a linen look. I don't know if you can see the texture in it or not. And I cut it 4 inches by 6 inches, and I used my EK Success border punch, and this is the one that embosses also. And I don't know if you can see it. If I hold it just right, you can see where it's embossed. So I did that. Then I started inking first. I inked with my lightest color first, and that was with Antique Lace. I went around and not the edges, kind of on the inside, and just kind of swirled and such. Then I took my next darker color, which I don't have here, but it is Old Lace, I believe. And I went around with that one. Here it is. Old paper, so sorry. I went around the edges with that one. Then I took Vintage Photo and went around the edges again. And then I decided I need to emboss something on here. So I took my, I don't know if you can see them back here or not, but they're clocks. And it's the stamp set from I should have had this together before. I am so sorry. Okay, here we go. Let's see, it's the Sandy Lion stamp set. And this is it, and it's a really nice one. It's got several different clocks, and I'm really liking the rectangle clock. So anyway, I stamped these with the embossing liquid, and y'all know I used the dauber instead of the pad. And I embossed them with clear embossing powder. Heated them with the heat gun, and then I took the green peeled paint and I used the applicator and I swirled over the clear embossing powder. And underneath, since the cardstock is cream, it came up that nice creamy color with the green on it. It just, I'm really liking the way it came out this time. So I think I'll probably do that again another time. But anyway, that's how it came out. So then I took a stamp that says time, and you can't, oops, sorry about the finger. You can't really see it, but there is a stamp that says time behind it, hence the clocks. And I decided, oh, my flower would look so good on there. But it just was a little too much pattern. So I took this prima, and it's these that come in the tube. And I started off with my darkest color first. I'm lying, I started with the green first. I used honeydew and sprayed it really well, and I used the heat gun to dry it. Then I took just a couple of shots of cherub pink. You cannot see the pink hardly at all in it, but it's there. And I took a very light spray of suede and quite a bit of old lace. I dried between each one of these sprays, and I really love the way the flower came out. It's you can't see the shimmer very well, but it's just so many different colors, and taking the time to dry it in between front and back really made a difference. Now I got this button today at Walmart of all places, and I am loving the button, and there were several other designs that I got. I got this one. They look so antique, and I have too many buttons already, but I couldn't pass it up. Look at these. And then these with the bling in the middle that are just absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to use those. And these, which I've already taken off the little thing. So I put, and these are shank buttons, I put the shank through holes in the flower, and I put a paper clip, a swirl paper clip, to hold it. Then, and this is crazy, I took a hairband to pull it through this gigantic eyelet that says, I don't know if you can see it or not, it says create and imagine and dream. Now these flowers are also those prima flowers, and I used the same colors, I just did not blend them as much. And the back of the tag has paper on it also, and I think it's My Mind's Eye paper. Now on the front you see these little Baroque looking finials, or whatever you call it, woodwork looking stuff. This is out of the Graphic 45. I cut it out of this one, and I've been dying to use this in a mini book, and I haven't done it yet, so I just decided to cut some of this architectural stuff out and put on the tag, and you can see where I just tore it here and there and put it. And then my stamps, I use the Paper Studio Cling Mount stamps, and I used this one right here, the green one, and then I used several of these. I used this one, this and this big one. You can see them right here. And I did a line of this one, and then this one is here, and this one is here with the pearl. And then in the top, which I haven't put any fibers or anything yet, I put a pretty decorative eyelet. So that's my tag. I wanted to share it with y'all. I hope you like it. And thanks for watching. Be sure and leave me a comment if you like my tag or if you have any ideas for me. Thanks. Bye.